When is the right time to buy your time back? At Next Advisory, we work with a lot of aspirational and profitable business owners, and this is one of the changes that they need to go through as a business owner because they start to become more profitable and they start to run out of time. Now, for a lot of these business owners, their demand exceeds their capacity, so they have more opportunity than capacity. Now, this isn't everybody. A lot of people are the other way. They've got more capacity than they do demand, but when you start doing business and doing it really, really well, you need to be mindful of building up enough demand so that you can get to the stage and it will help the snowball roll really fast. That said, even if you're not there yet, this principle is very good for you. Now, one of the main reasons that people get into business is for freedom. Freedom of time, choice, level of income, and it's chasing the top two tiers of the pyramid. Now, those are stuck in survival mode. Now we're out of survival mode, but we're buying shit to be in status mode, to feel important and to look at me, and I need this form of clothing and these brands in my life, and we effectively stay in survival mode, but a cooler version of it. We sign up for debt, we look great in the Ford Ranger and the European cars, but really we're not doing the internal work at the top of the pyramid to figure out what am I really chasing and what's above that purpose. So purpose, freedom, and status and survival. 2/3 of people will stay down in status and survival, and 1/3 of people will get up to freedom and purpose. Now, it's hard to figure out purpose. Very small percentage of people will do the work to figure out why they are doing what they're doing. So most people in business will say, I'm doing it for freedom. They're there. I want freedom of choice. I want to achieve things I never could have. I want to be able to have enough money to do whatever I want to do. I want to be able to take a day off. Those are all examples of freedom. Unfortunately, what happens for a lot of business owners is that they have either so much demand that it outstrips their capacity, so they keep saying yes to everything, so then they don't actually have the time to be able to do the things that they would like to do. Or we struggle so much because we're in survival mode, then we think we need to do the next thing and discount it and drop our pants and say yes to this, and I better not say no to that because someone else might get the work, and what if they do, then where am I going to get work from? And we just stay stuck. So we're not even close to freedom, and that's frustrating. We've got to try and get ourselves out of that. So this business owner too will still believe, well, I can't go and do things. I can't do business development because I'm too busy doing the jobs. The jobs at low margin, helping Barry because I once did a big job for him and then he had this small one. I thought I better do that too. And we get ourselves a little bit stuck. Now, I paint those two pictures so that you can still apply this principle. And that is that the time that you have as a business owner is restricted. So you have to use it for good use, and you have to figure out what's the best use of your time. Now, if we go to the high-performing business owner, they have an ability to drive a good margin and a good price, and they have plenty of opportunity, so they'll wait for the next opportunity and they won't get sucked into doing shiny objects and things they don't need to be doing, but they'll still end up with a lot of work because they're doing good work and it will snowball, and they can run out of time and can't play golf, can't spend time with the family, with the children. So one of the things that we teach them to do is to buy back their time, which sounds very simple, but it's also not very Kiwi, and it's hard to do because we grow up in a world of, why don't you fix your own car? Don't you know how to change a tyre? Don't you know how to do the oil on it? What do you mean you're going to get someone in to do your gardens? Do them yourself. Don't you know how to do your gardens? So constantly you get reminded that you're not somebody if you can't do everything, because we grew up in such a DIY type society, and it's slowly changing. And now you can see that things are massively into convenience mode. So I was speaking to a business owner recently, and they take people's bins out on the correct date to go out for rubbish, and that's what their business is. And they have people sign up for that, and people pay them to do that. Now, people are paying for convenience, and they're paying to buy their time back. So that might blow your mind that people would even do that. We have a client who is a well-established cleaning business with tens of staff built from scratch. And they go in and they give people their time back. So they go and they clean the house. That's an area where it's really common. So you want to come to terms with, if you're a high-performing business owner or really valuable, it doesn't make much sense to do low-value tasks. It might be driving to the supermarket. It might be doing the cleaning. It might be some admin in the business. It might be things that you dislike doing and they drain your energy and they keep you away from business development, golf, having freedom, spending time with your kids, going to prize giving, doing the things that you want to do in the business that's going to move it forward. Eventually, you have to step into that version of yourself and start paying for people to give you your time back. that can be, stretched to the extreme, but we're talking about doing it a few times to see it. So it could be, getting a cleaner. Okay, that stops you arguing with your partner. There's 2 hours per week that are put back into your life. It might cost you $150, $120, but with that 2 hours, you do high value tasks. It might be the doing, it might be building the asset of your business, i.e. the marketing, building a connection, having a coffee with somebody that may lead to $100,000 worth of work in the future. You've got to know what your high value tasks are. So to start with, you've got to get out there and hustle and then build up the demand, but then you've got to know what the best thing for you to be doing in your business is, and then you've got to start buying some of your time back. And it doesn't just need to be in the business, it can be in the business and your personal life. You need to do an audit of your time to start with to see, where am I spending all this time that's keeping me away from freedom? Because remember, freedom's probably why we started doing this to start with. So how have I given all of my time to these other things, and I can't have the one thing, freedom, that I got into business for? You're gonna have to buy it back. So you're going to have to start saying no a bit more. You're going to have to give some money to some other people who are better at things that you're not. You're going to have to step into that version. So if you have high value tasks that you can be doing, then it doesn't make sense to be doing the things that aren't a good use of your time, or you could be paying someone else to do. Lean into that, but make sure that you've got margins and whatnot working right in your business first, so you're not just, I don't like doing that, I'll pay someone to do it, and the entire business isn't profitable. But if you're running out of capacity and there's plenty of demand, perhaps, you've got a pricing issue where you could be charging more, and perhaps we could be buying some of our time back to get that so we can focus on the things that we want to be doing in our business and aiming back for freedom, the very thing that we got into business for.